All right, I'm live. Is that loud enough? Do I need to go louder? I think if I pop that up a bit, actually. So that's where we had it before. That's going to... Yeah, that's quite nice, isn't it? Am I going reliably to -6? Hey, if you're watching this and wondering what -6 means, doesn't matter. Hello, 7 people. 7 quiet people. We are live. This quiz starts properly at 8:30 by my clock. 8:30. Normally 7:30 because I'm normally in GMT. But I'm in GMT +1 today. Or BST +1, whatever. Da-da-dee-dee-da-dee. Do-do-do-do-do-dee-da-da-dee. Quote tweet, I am live. Retweet. Well, if you joined me, why not use these first 10 minutes or so to get yourself a drink? Maybe roll your shoulders. Stretch your legs. I can't demonstrate that. Roll your ankles round. Stretch out your toes. Get ready for quiz. Maybe have a think about what you're going to drink. I've got a mug of water. Hello, Hazel Meredith Lloyd. I'm excited for you to quiz. Thank you for joining. So sign up, folks. Go sign up your team names. I need you to go to tiny.cc/ftpubquiz19 because it's the 1st of September. First quiz of September, first day of September. Starting to feel a little autumnal. I mean, it's warm. Don't get me wrong. It's very warm. It's very much t-shirt weather. But the nights are drawing in. There's a smell of damp in the air. Hazel has pen and paper ready. Good. And if the rest of you don't, go do that. Get yourselves pen and paper or pencil and paper. 2 teams signed up so far. The Troublers, whose name I've been saying wrong for weeks and weeks until they corrected me last week. Thank you again for doing that. And Plastic Bags and Affection. Hello to both of you. Thank you for joining. The rest of you, head on over to tiny.cc/ftpubquiz19ft because that's me, Felix Trench. 19 because it is the 1st of September. And I will start this quiz in 25 minutes. 25 minutes until this quiz begins. Begins promptly at 8:30. Might have noticed I've got a little bit of a different setup than usual today. Normally I'm on a boat, although I haven't been in a couple of weeks. In a marina in London, but now I am in a garret flat on the 6th floor of a block of flats in the center of Paris. I've got a very good location here, I have to tell you. If you know Paris at all, Paris is divided into circulars, I guess you might call them, arrondissements, and I'm in the 5th, which is a famous touristy one. I managed to rent a flat here for not a lot of money. And I'm at the top of one of these really quite like stereotypical French blocks of flats. Doesn't have a lift. So it's a good workout on the old calves. I don't mind telling you that when you're plodding up and down. We'll get this quiz going in 24 minutes until the quiz starts. For now, I need you to sign up by going to tiny.cc/ftpubquiz19. Sign up now by going to tiny.cc/ftpubquiz19. I think I'm very well lit today. Well, I tell you what, though, the reason that I am well lit is because I'm right under a window. I'll show you the view from out of the window. I won't do it quite yet. I'll wait till there's a few more people so that I'm not constantly bobbing it up and down, but I think it's really lovely. Hello, 19. I can believe it's September. You printed a photo album of 2020 from March onwards the other day. It largely consists of screenshots or Zoom calls and tweets advertising a certain online quiz. Gosh. Well, that will be quite the memento for you in years to come when people are asking us all when they're saying, Felix, what was the pandemic like? I assume they'll just say Felix no matter who you are. And they'll say Felix or parent Felix or grandparent Felix, what was the pandemic like? And we'll say, well, have a look at my my photo album. This is what we called a Zoom call, and this is what we called a pub quiz. That's before all the pubs closed, of course, in the great pub plague, by which I mean brewery ownership, of course. No, I don't mean that. I think there's probably lots of positives in brewery ownerships. I don't know if I mean that or not. I don't know enough about it. Hello, Team Devon, knocking on Devon's door. And hello, sweet, sweet human contact. Lovely to have you both. The rest of you, make sure that you're signed up. I need you to go to tiny.cc/ftpubquiz19. That's tiny.cc/ftpubquiz19. Come and say hi to us in the YouTube live chat. If you can't work out how to do that, you need to go to the YouTube site. I suspect that some of you might be watching the video in my Twitter feed. If you go to if you click on it so that it takes you to YouTube, you'll be able to comment. You might need an account, of course. I'm not sure. Usually quite a lively place. The live chat of this quiz. Generally very little to do with the quiz, and all the better for it. Hello, Mr. Crunch and his eggy wife. Mr. Crunch, are you a bread-based person? A bread-based life form? Tell us more about the team name Mr. Crunch and his eggy wife, and plastic bags and affection. I want to know what the story is behind that team name. My suspicion is that Mr. Crunch and his eggy wife, the story begins and ends with "it sounds funny," but I think plastic bags and affection, that sounds like it's got a fuller story behind it, and I'd like to hear it, or read it, I suppose. 20 minutes, everyone. 20 minutes until this quiz begins. So if this was a proper pub, I'd be going around with a wine cooler full of... I don't know if I've told you this before. I don't know if it's that interesting. But the wine cooler that I go around pubs with, I don't just rattle it asking for money. I also use it to hold quiz sheets and picture rounds and all the pens. I'm a very generous quizmaster who supplies people with pens. So I give people a pen and a couple of sheets, and they give me £2 per player. And you can do that by going to ko-fi.com/Felix Trench. That's ko-fi.com/Felix Trench. I think £2 per player is a reasonable price, unless you can't afford that, of course, in which case I'd much rather have you than not. We will get going at 8:30. In 8:30 whatever hour it is for you, 8:30 my time, here in the 5th arrondissement of Paris. The Fellowship of the Quiz, hello, and the friends we made along the way. And Mr. Crunch and his eggy wife, oh, je suis un croque-monsieur. I get it. I thought it was Toast and Soldiers. But of course, a croque-monsieur is the French entry in the many variations on the toasty that you find all around the world, from the American grilled cheese to the croque-monsieur to the toasty. I can't think of many others actually. I remember having there was something along those lines I had in Slovakia, I think, but now this was going back. How old am I? This was going back about 15 years ago. I think it was a local speciality. I mean, it doesn't take an awful lot to come up with hot bread and cheese in the middle. A panini, of course, or panino rather. That's another example. Anyway, the point is that the croque-monsieur comes in variations, the most famous of which is the croque-madame, which has an egg on top of it. We've got in the minx of an eye and never been to a pub quiz held in Paris before. Hello, 19. No, I suspect quite a few of us haven't. I think there probably are semi-regular, at least, quizzes in normal operations here in Paris, because it's jam full of pubs. There's Irish pubs are, I think, the most prevalent, but I think alone among most of the cities I've been to, it's been the one that has the most other nationality pubs as well. There's definitely an English pub. I think the Bombardier is an English pub. Never come across a Welsh pub. I'm sure there are some. Couple of Scottish pubs that I know of. Back in Brussels, we tend to have Irish pubs that have been claimed by the other nations. So there's the what's it called? Michael something or other, which became the Welsh pub of Brussels, where the Welsh rugby fans congregate to watch the Six Nations. There's a Canadian pub as well in Brussels. Why am I talking about pubs? I tell you what, folks, quite tired. So I might lose my... Oh, yes, I was talking about pubs because pubs come with pub quizzes. So I think there's a fair chance that here in Paris, in normal operations, that there must be some of the Anglophone pubs that will do quizzes. That must be a thing. I mean, I'm sure that we had them in Brussels. Hello, Caroline Minks. Rachel Lloyd says, jam-packed pub or a pub full of jam. Sweet place, bit of a fight breaks out. Can be a sticky situation. Yes, indeed. Very good. We'll get going in 15 minutes, folks. 15 minutes. Thank you. A couple of you have already dropped your quiz fees in the jar. The rest of you can do that by going to ko-fi.com/Felix Trench, £2 per player, please, if that is feasible for you. We've got some news on plastic bags and affection. The player tells me that's the things that my cat is deathly afraid of, which happens to sound like an indie band name. I'm sorry to hear that your cat is deathly afraid of affection, but then can't we all relate in these COVID times? None of us know how to respond to that anymore, least of all cats who never knew how to respond to it. It does sound like an indie band name. Coming up next, it's Plastic Bags and Affection, who had a one-hit wonder in 1997 with Here's My Jam, the Pub Quiz Chronicles. We'll get going in 14 minutes. 14 minutes, everyone. Starting at 1:30. Make sure that you're signed up by going to tiny.cc/ftpubquiz19. tiny.cc/ftpubquiz19. Caroline says this picture round is making me hungry, which makes me think that you're looking at the wrong picture round. That's exciting. Doodly dee 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 edit link. Well, that should be going to the right place. Let's see what the picture round says on me. Waddle diddly diddly dee doodle doodly dee. How do I edit? The picture round should end in 19. I mean, we've got a while until we get there, but if you're looking at a picture round, it should be tiny.cc/ftpictureround19. No, Caroline, it is not meant to be tomato themed. That was last week's picture round. So where have I got that wrong? Let's go have a look at my channel, because I thought I changed that. Here we are, 21 watching. Oh God, we've got a loop. Stop talking. Stop talking, Felix. No. All right, everyone's getting tomatoes apparently. All right, well that should be fixable. Let's have another look. I've discovered the way to stop it from talking. Oh, I tell you what I did. I changed this. What I do, here's a secret. I don't write out the blurb every week. I just copy it from last week and change the numbers. But I didn't do that this week. What a fool. What an absolute fool. Yeah, okay, I see. I see what's happened. Not 258. It's not the 25th of August anymore. August is dead to me. 19. There you go. That's saved, folks. Those of you confused by the picture round, you should be now taken to the real one. Hey, folks, head over to tiny.cc/ftpubquiz19 FT, because that's me, Felix Trench, 19, because it's the 1st of September, and sign up there. Hello, Gabrielle. Thank you for joining. Daisy, hello. Tonight's pub quiz craft project is hand sewing a welt pocket because I enjoy making life difficult myself and need something to do with my hands. Daisy, what is a welt pocket? Why is it difficult? Tell us all about those. It was Felixception, wasn't it? Okie dokie, folks. 10 minutes until this quiz begins. 10 minutes until this quiz begins. Make sure that you're signed up at tiny.cc/ftpubquiz19. Stay for the whole quiz, for only some of the quiz, for as long as you like. Very few of you seem to be signing up, so maybe you're just enjoying what is, I think, going to be a lower energy than usual pub quiz, because I'm in much smaller surroundings than normal. I mean, that's a ridiculous thing to say, because I'm normally on a boat and boats are tiny, but this is tinier. So this studio flat that I'm in, I mean, that's it. That is 5 meters, and that is 3 meters. So this is a 15 square meter flat, studio flat. It's nice though. It's lovely. Here I am in the center of Paris, where I've had to relocate, excitingly, due to the various back and forths over quarantines that the British and French government keep imposing on each other. So I'm going to be here for the next month, it looks like. And then in October, I'll be back in the UK. So instead of a moment of vanity there, did you catch it? I noticed that my hair was square on and not pinched in some kind of, I don't know, Robin Hoodish dagger. I felt, oh, that's wrong. All my subconscious did. Anyway, my lizard brain hopped in and went, he can't have the square. Pinch it. We will get going in 8 minutes, everyone. 8 minutes till this quiz begins. Make sure that you're signed up over at tiny.cc/ftpubquiz19. tiny.cc/ftpubquiz19. You will need a team name there to put your scores in. You'll see that it says round 1, round 2, picture round. Hello, the friends we made along the way. Welcome back. And if you have yet to pay for the quiz, you can do that by going to ko-fi.com/FelixTrench. That is ko-fi.com/FelixTrench. £2 per player, please. 7 minutes until we start. We start this quiz on time at 8:30 precisely by my clock here on the 5th. I tell you what, one of the nice things about where I am, I've been hanging out in France too long. The nice thing about where I am here in the 5th is I'm very close to Notre Dame. This is true. So I'm super close to Notre Dame. And of course, last year, a while ago now, they had that terrible fire. So it's now covered in scaffolding. It's really interesting to see them slowly putting back together the back of the cathedral. And at the minute, there's a crane maneuvering bits of, I assume, rock or metal or whatever, timber inside. We'll start in 5 minutes, folks. 5 minutes until this quiz begins. 5 minutes. Hello, Nicholas Lyndhurst. Welcome. 5 minutes, folks, until this quiz starts. Make sure you are signed up, and make sure you're signed up at tiny.cc/ftpubquiz19. tiny.cc/ftpubquiz19 for IMFT, and it is the 1st of the 9th, first day of September, which here in France is la rentrée, as I'm sure it is in many of your countries. La rentrée is back to school day, which is treated in France with a greater verve and excitement than any country I've lived in otherwise. It's everywhere. It's in all the news. People talk about, I mean, obviously it's going to be news this year because of COVID, but it usually is, I think. People talk about the staggering of la rentrée. The summer holidays in France are staggered into, I think it's 3 sections. France is sort of tiered so that not everyone is on the motorways at the same time. And it's treated like a sort of holiday, except that the purpose of the holiday is to go to work. It's it's sort of lovely. It's sort of championing this excitement of learning and all of the accoutrements that go with learning. Buying a new rucksack, a pencil case, compasses. You go through the shops and you look at all the supplies, and I mean, the nice thing for me is that they haven't changed in 20 years. They were the same things that I was buying when I was getting la rentrée. Of course, the I don't know if it still is the thing, but the one of the excitements of la rentrée, if you were excited for it, was getting your agenda, which other cultures will refer to as a diary or a planner, something like that. Here, an agenda is an A5 book usually, which I know that in North America you don't do the A settings, but A4 is broadly letter sized. A5 is about half of that, and quite thick. And picking out your style of agenda that you're going to be writing in all your homework, and well, if you're naughty, where your teacher will write notes for your parents to read, saying, "Give this child 9 strikes of the cat o' nine tails," or whatever it is they wanted to put in. We are getting going in 3 minutes. 3 minutes until we start. Everyone, 3 minutes. Make sure you're signed up over at tiny.cc/ftpubquiz19, and make sure that you have got pen and paper. You'll need pen and paper to answer these questions. I do not provide an answer sheet for you. It is entirely your purview. I do like it when you send me photographs of how you've organized your teams, of your completed papers. So if you've got something interesting to show me, send me a tweet on @Felix Trench, and there's a fairly good chance I'll retweet it. I mean, I will. The only reason I wouldn't is if I forgot. And also just generally appreciate it. 2 minutes until we start this quiz, folks. 2 minutes until we go. Make sure that you have dropped a couple of quid in the barrel by going to ko-fi.com/Felix Trench. That's coffee.com/Felix Trench to sign up your team. We've got, it's quite low numbers, so I think, folks, I don't hate me, but I'm going to hold start until 35. I think we're going to delay start by 5 minutes. And the reason I think that this is a good idea is when I was tweeting about it, or doing the setup tweet saying, "Hey folks, I'm doing this tonight," I forgot to say that I'd be streaming for half an hour before. So I have a suspicion we might suddenly find people turning up at past, or in the minutes after past. So I think I'm going to hold it. It's an unusual thing for me to do, I know, especially when I'm in the latest time zone I've ever done this. But I'm going to hold off till 35 past to start the questions. I hope that is okay with all of you. So tell me how you all are, how your weeks have been, if anything interesting has been going on that you want to share with the group. Let me know that in the live chat. You can do that over on the YouTube. Pop into the live chat. Last thing that I'm seeing there is Rachel Lloyd saying, "Hello, everyone." Hello to you. Rachel, I hope that as well. Hello to you. So it's past. As I said, I'm going to hold for 5 minutes. It feels weird. Feels wrong. Why? But I tell you what I'm going to do. While I hold for 5 minutes, I promised to show you the view outside the window. So I'm going to do this. I'm just double checking that everything is okay with the stream. Yeah, that all looks absolutely fine to me. Oh, hello. There's loads of chat that I've missed. Oh, it's not showing up for me. That's a shame. Oh well. I'll just have to look in this one. The fancy kind of pocket. Right, yes, I asked you about the pocket is the fancy kind of pocket fold on a waistcoat, the kind that just looks like a fold. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. There's some knitting going on. Yeah, there is an ASMR-y kind of feel tonight, and that is because I'm in a much smaller space than usual. Paula of Team Hoosmoose has been doing some real-life live theatre. Fantastic! Tell us all about that. Where have you been live theatering? Is this one of the festivals in London? Now here, I promised, we'll get going in 3 minutes, everyone. I promised you that I'd show you the view from my window. And here it is. Isn't that lovely? That's a proper Parisian rooftop scene there, isn't it? Hey, I was properly... There we go. I was reenacting Ratatouille earlier. Just before this, I cooked myself a very quick omelette at the other window, exactly like in that scene. That was fun. Samashati baked orange cupcakes. Orange flavoured cupcakes or orange coloured or both? Nicky James says it was very magical. That's the theatre. We did a three-person version of The Emperor's New Clothes and Dr. Dolittle at the Barn Fest in Cirencester, and then took both shows to the Merlin Theatre in Frome. Oh, marvellous. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I know quite a few people who were involved with the New Normal Festival that they held in the grounds of, I think it's Arts Ed Drama School, and I think that they all enjoyed that. I sort of kept away from it because I suppose I'm still a little bit nervous of big crowds of people in this time of global pandemia. But having said that, I took a metro in Paris today, so who am I to be nervous? Hello, Knucklehead. Can't speak. Knuckleheads. Hello, La Traviata and Felix Trench Fancam. Hello, and welcome back, vegan. Fat-free fruit snacks. 1,000 Yellow Daisies. Hello to all of you. We will get this quiz going in 1 minute. 1 minute? Only one of the minutes. In 1 minute. Get your pens, get your paper, as we play... I can't say we play pub quiz. As we play Trench Trivia. Welcome to Trench Trivia, the trivia game from Trench. Hello to the large spider that just fell from the ceiling onto my keyboard. 1 minute, folks. 1 minute until we begin. Orange the fruit, not the color. Very good. I like orange flavored things. Was it good? Was it moist? People always talk about that in terms of cakes, don't they? It's a moist cake. I love a moist cake. I'm sorry if you're people that dislike the word moist. I know that raises some hackles, and I will not say it again. That is 8:35, and that means we are rolling. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the quiz. As I say, a quieter quiz this week, as I'm in this tiny flat and don't want to annoy the neighbours, where I will be for the next 4 weeks at least. Rules tonight are the same as every week. Rule 1, no more than 6 players to a team, please. Rule 2 is that I'm always right. And Rule 3, no cheating. And on this quiz, we interpret no cheating as no Googling. I trust you not to ask Dr. Google for answers. You trust me to write you questions every week. And I hope that I have lived up to that end of the bargain so far. Here we go. Question one. In an alphabetical list of numbers 1 to 10, which would come first? This is in the English language, obviously. In an alphabetical list of all the numbers 1 to 10, which would come first? That is question 1. In an alphabetical list of the numbers 1 to 10, which would come first? I'm not including 0. That's not an option. You can't have 0. If you write 0, you'd be wrong, but you're double wrong. Bookham Dano says, first quiz after a day at work ever. Back to school for me. Well, thank you for indulging me. So question 1, in an alphabetical list of the numbers 1 to 10, which comes first? Question 2 now. Question 2 is science. Which chemical element has the symbol C? Simple as that. C, the third letter of the alphabet. Which chemical element has the symbol C? That's question 2. Which chemical element has the symbol C? That is question 2. Question 2 is a science question. Which chemical element has the symbol C? And remember that you are writing these answers yourselves. I'm not going to go out there and write it for you. Tell you that for a pocket full of acorns. Question 3. Question 3 is television. Live Another Day, which was broadcast in the year 2014, was the subtitle of the 9th and final series of which TV show? Live Another Day, which was broadcast in 2014, was the subtitle of the 9th and final series of which TV show? Live Another Day, broadcast in 2014, was the subtitle of the 9th and final series of which TV show? That is question 3. Question 3. Live Another Day, broadcast in 2014, was the subtitle of the 9th and final series of which TV show? Nick James says there will be cupcakes at the post-COVID Felix quiz party. That would be nice. Hello19 hoping to persuade me up to the Midlands so we can all meet up. Oh, I see, because the Midlands is in the middle of the country. That would be lovely. I used to go to the Midlands quite a bit because my grandmother lived just outside Birmingham when she was alive. And I lived in Warwickshire for a year. Question 3. Live Another Day, broadcast in 2014, was the subtitle of the 9th and final series of which TV show? Question 4 now. Question 4. This is geography. Yerevan, Yerevan, is the capital city of which country? Yerevan, Yerevan, is the capital city of which country? I'll give you a clue. I was watching a TV program about it last week. So if you were sat over my shoulder, probably get it. Or if you just know. Yerevan is the capital city of which country? That is question 4, the Yerevan question. Yerevan is the capital city of which country? Question 5 now. Question 5, this is music. The Amy Winehouse hit single Valerie was originally by which band? Which band originally wrote Valerie? the Amy Winehouse hit. That is question 5, Valerie. Very famous version by Amy Winehouse. But who wrote the original one? Hello19 says, although as we're all from different countries, where is the midpoint? Maybe a Felix quiz tour combined with some live theatre. Quiz tour would be so much fun. Where is the midpoint? I've always wanted to do something in the Azores, because those are islands between Europe and America, and they have a fringe festival. I think we should all go to the Azores and put something on at their fringe festival. I tweeted them once and they said, you should come. And I said, you should pay me. And then they didn't reply. Question 6 now. Question 6 is film. Film. In 1998, Jane Horrocks appeared as the title character of which film adaptation of a Jim Cartwright play? In 1998, Jane Horrocks appeared as the title character in which film adaptation of a Jim Cartwright play? That is question 6. In 1998, Jane Horrocks appeared as the title character in which film adaptation of a Jim Cartwright play, a play by Jim Cartwright? That is question 6. We'll all turn up wearing our Yatta codes pinned to us like runners' numbers. Yeah, but we can't. I suspect that a number of us will all have the same Yatta code, so we'll have to assign them beforehand. It'd be very embarrassing if 2 or more of us came as LHR. In 1998, Jane Horrocks appeared as the title character in which film adaptation of a Jim Cartwright play? That is question 6. And question 7 is politics. This is politics, and it's very easy. It's true or false. Flip a coin if you don't know. True or false? Morocco is a monarchy. Morocco is a monarchy. Is that true or is that false? That's question 7. True or false? Morocco is a monarchy. You can sell yogurt instead of ice cream at the interval. I would be so up for a theatre or a cinema that did interval yogurt. I think that would be marvellous. Getting dark in here, isn't it? Let's put some light on, and then I might have to re-angle old Johnny Five over here. But let's see what light it gives me. Whoop! None! Because it's not plugged in. Well, I'll do that after the next question. Question 7, true or false, Morocco is a monarchy. And question 8 is language or languages, but I'm not telling you the language because that's the question. The word tsunami, as in big bad water, originates from what language? The word tsunami originates from what language? I'm going to plug this light in. Here I go. First up, unplugging my phone charger. There it is. Proof positive, unplugged. And here comes the light. It's plugged, but it's not switched on. So, let's see what that looks like. Aha! Aha! It does work. I think that draws the eye too much. I think you're all going to be looking at that and not at me, and I'm the beautiful one. So I'm going to have to arrange that so that you don't suddenly start thinking that this is the beautiful one. Question 8, the word tsunami originates from what language? Question 9 now. This is sport, and it's football. I very rarely give you football questions, but here we are. What country has won the Africa Cup of Nations the most times? The Africa Cup of Nations, the big African football tournament, of course. Which country, though, has won the Africa Cup of Nations the most times? That is question 9. Question 9. What country has won the Africa Cup of Nations the most times? I have a feeling that I can angle this to make it look like I have a lovely halo. Here we. Okay, what if we push you back there? And it's not bad. I neither hate nor love it. I think it needs to be directly behind me for this optical illusion to work. But right now I'm asking you, which country has won the Africa Cup of Nations the most times? And question 10, this is gossip. The celebrity Brooklyn Beckham was born in what century? Brooklyn Beckham was born in what century? That is question 10. Brooklyn Beckham was born in what century? Question 10 there. Question 10. The absolute nerve of the light to upstage Felix. I know, right? Just move your head and blind up then. Just don't move your head and... Oh, I'm blind. Yeah. There is a blind here. It's fallen off. There's a blind there now on the wall. You can see it there. I was pointing out a frame. Okay. What if we point it down? It's illuminating my neck. Oh. It's like dawn over my t-shirt. Watch this. Oh, we need the Teletubbies theme, don't we? Time for Tubby Bye-Bye. Time for Tubby Bye-Bye. Question 10. What was it? What are we doing? Brooklyn Beckham was born in what century? Question 11. Question 11 is modern history. In what year did Boris Yeltsin become president of Russia? Question 11. In what year did Boris Yeltsin become president of Russia? In what year did Boris Yeltsin become president of Russia? Caroline suggests that I turn it into a kind of E.T. montage. So I think I'd have to use a sleeve, wouldn't I? Well, I'm not going to do that. Not because it's not a terrific idea, because I don't particularly want to semi-strip over a YouTube live stream. That's for properly edited films, of course. Question 11. In what year did Boris Yeltsin become president of Russia? Question 12. Question 12 is the alcohol question. The alcohol question. Your alcohol is rum. Rum. Oh, it's a rum business. Ho ho. I'm turning into my dad. It's a rum business. Ho ho. Sangsom. Capital S-A-N-G. Capital S-O-M. I'm saying M for Marjorie. That is all one word. Sangsom is a brand of rum from which Southeast Asian country? Sangsom is a brand of rum which comes from which Southeast Asian country? Sangsom is a brand of rum that comes from which Southeast Asian country? Got some notifications coming in here on the Twitter. Do I need to reply to any of them? No, just people enjoying my my wit, my 280 character epithets. Sangsom is a brand of rum from which Southeast Asian country? Is question 12. And speaking of countries, question 13. The shoe brand Crocs are headquarters in which country? The shoe brand Crocs are headquartered in which country? That is question 13. The shoe brand Crocs are headquartered in which country, please? That's question 13. Tell me what country has the headquarters of the shoe brand Crocs. I was going to ask you a question on Crocs. I mean, you'll have come across this model of question before if you've done my quiz before, where I give you the various names of the lines and ask you what brand of shoe is this. But why didn't I do that? I think the Crocs website wasn't loading properly for me. Because I was in that terrible farmhouse. I mean, it's a lovely farmhouse, but with terrible internet. They couldn't cope. So instead, I'm asking if the shoe brand Crocs are headquartered in what country? I've just deleted the question and replaced it with the letter B. Let's Control Z that. Question 14 now. Question 14. This is a food question. A food question. What spice usually is used to provide the yellow colour in the pastry in a Jamaican patty? What spice is generally used to provide the yellow colour in the pastry of a Jamaican patty? Now, I don't know if it's specifically used to dye it yellow or because that is part of the overall flavour profile, but you get what I mean. What spice provides the flavour, the yellow colour, let's say, in the pastry of a Jamaican patty? That is question 14. Question 14. What spice provides the yellow colour in the pastry of a Jamaican patty? I'm still not delighted with this lighting. I think the other. I think we're not seeing enough of that side of my face. What if it sort of snakes around over? What if I just held it like this? I think I'm in a convo. Hello. How are you? Do you like living in this flat? Oh, me too. No, this isn't. What if I just hold it like? Oh, that's brilliant. That's beautiful lighting. What spice provides the yellow colour in the pastry of a Jamaican patty? That is. looks like. It looks like I'm being held in place by the worst seatbelt. Is the question that I'm asking. Question 15. 15 is acronyms. Acronyms. In the acronym CD-ROM, what does the M stand for? In CD-ROM, what does the M stand for? In CD-ROM, what does the M stand for? Checking in on the chat. Here, Daisy Lovick didn't know that Crocs had names. No, nor did I. Caroline asks, did anyone ever put a flashlight in their mouth as a kid and make their cheeks light up? Yes, of course. And the best ones to do that with are mag lights, which briefly got very popular in my university theatre society. You weren't a proper theatre member if you didn't have a mag light torch to shine in all the places. In CD-ROM, what does the M stand for? Question 16 now. Question 16. What is the currency of Tanzania? What is the currency of Tanzania? Question 16. What is the currency of Tanzania? I'm going to maybe push the light further down so that it looks like there isn't a light resting on my knees. But there is. Oh, that's gorgeous lighting. Yeah, we should have started with that. Look at I mean, what a profile. What an absolute profile. That's a face you'd put on a coin. What is the currency of Tanzania? Is the question that I'm asking. Question 16. And question 17. Question 17. Every week I like to ask you a London question because I'm in London. But oh wait, I'm in Paris. So this is the Paris question. What is the name of the Parisian Anglophone bookshop opened in 1919 by the American Sylvia Beach? What is the name of the very famous Parisian Anglophone bookshop opened in 1919 by Sylvia Beach? All sorts of people spent time there at its various locations. Ernest Hemingway, of course, and that generation. The what were they called? The Lost Generation. Beckett later on was seen there. I'm asking you the name of the Parisian bookshop that was opened in 1919 in its first location. I think it's had 3, I'm not sure, by the American Sylvia Beach. And that is question 17. Question 17. Speaking of, question 18 is literature. And actually, speaking of Beckett, it's Beckett. Hey, a while back, people in the chat loved to talk nothing more than about Waiting for Godot. Well, I hope some of those chat people are in, because we finally have a Waiting for Godot question. In the play Waiting for Godot, what is the name of Lucky's master? In the play Waiting for Godot, what is the name of Lucky's master? That is question 18. Question 18. In Waiting for Godot, what's the name of Lucky's master? A novel tweet by tweet tweets me saying, here's the cushion cover I knitted to throw back to the crafting conversation. Fantastic. Is that what they call a cable knit, or is that different? I don't really know much about knitting, but it looks like the kind of pattern I might expect to see on a cable knit jumper. That's the only reason that I think that. I am liking and retweeting that, and you can go check it out on my my feed. I'm asking you, in Waiting for Godot, what is the name of Lucky's master? Oh dear, Hannah's chair has broken. I'm sorry to hear that, Hannah. Eileen tells me that in America we say Godot while they eat the avocados. In France we say Godot or Godot, because it was, of course, a French play originally, En attendant Godot. In Waiting for Godot, what is the name of Lucky's master? Question 19 now. Question 19 is music. Music. The songs Blueberry Hill, Ain't That a Shame, and I'm Walkin', that's walking with an apostrophe where the G should be, were top 10 hits in the 1950s for which musician? Blueberry Hill, Ain't That a Shame, and I'm Walkin' were top 10 hits. This would have been in the US. In the 1950s, for which musician? That is question 19. Hazel Meredith Lloyd has information on the knitting. It's knit a line, purl a line. Can't remember what it's called. Very thick wool and big needles. Fascinating. I still don't know what purling means. I mean, I've heard the phrase knit one, purl one, but is that where you turn it into a circle, like you're about to tie a granny knot or something? Is that what's going on, or have I made that up? Blueberry Hill, Ain't That a Shame, and I'm Walkin' were top 10 hits in the 1950s for which musician? And question 20, your final question of this first round, is your current affairs question. Which 65-year-old politician announced this week his decision to resign as president of his country on medical grounds? Which 65-year-old politician announced this week his decision to resign as president of his country on medical grounds? I am looking for the name of the politician. You cannot just give me their title. I do need the name of the politician for you to get the point. Which 65-year-old politician announced this week his decision to resign as president of his country for medical reasons? And that is question 20, and that is all of the questions in the first round. Pearl looks like backwards knitting, as Avi said. Avi creates Pearl is like knitting backwards. I'll have to look up a video to see what that looks like. So that's all the questions in the first round. I'm going to go through them all once more, but at speed this time. Here we go. Question 1. In an alphabetical list of the numbers 1 to 10, which comes first? Question 2. Which chemical element has the symbol C? Question 3. Live Another Day, broadcast in 2014, was the subtitle of the 9th and final series of which TV show? Question 4. Yerevan is the capital city of which country? That's Yerevan, Y-E-R-E-V-A-N. Question 5. The Amy Winehouse hit Valerie was originally by which band? Question 6. In 1998, Jane Horrocks appeared as the title character in which film adaptation of a Jim Cartwright play? Question 7. True or false? Morocco is a monarchy. Question 8. The word tsunami originates from what language? Question 9. Which country has won the Africa Cup of Nations the most times? And question 10. Brooklyn Beckham was born in what century? Question 11. In what year did Boris Yeltsin become the president of Russia? Question 12. Sangsom, capital S-A-N-G, capital S-O-M, or one word, is a brand of rum from which Southeast Asian country? Question 13. The shoe brand Crocs are headquartered in what country? Question 14. What spice provides the yellow color in the pastry of a Jamaican patty? Name the spice, please. Question 15. In CD-ROM, what does the M stand for? Question 16. What's the currency of Tanzania? Question 17. What is the name of the Parisian Anglophone bookshop opened in 1919 by the American Sylvia Beach? Question 18. In Waiting for Godot, what is the name of Lucky's master? Question 19. Blueberry Hill, Ain't That a Shame, and I'm Walkin' were top 10 hits in the 1950s for which musician? And question 20. Which 65-year-old politician announced this week his decision to resign as president of his country for miracle? It's because I said American earlier when I was talking about bookshops. For medical reasons. That is all the questions in the first round. Rachel Lloyd missed the Godot question after all that waiting. I hope you caught it on the second one. Rachel, here are the questions again. Godot. Don't know why I'm shouting in caps. All right, folks. You have got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, half, quarter, eighth, 16th, and pens down. Pick up your marking pens. Here come the answers to round 1. I will go through these twice. Question 1, in an alphabetical list of numbers 1 to 10, which comes first? It's 8. Do you know, I had to check that twice. I was so unsure of myself. But does F come before E? How does the alphabet work? 8. Question 2. The chemical element with the symbol C. It's one of the famous ones. It's carbon. My favorite and yours. Carbon. It's not my favorite. What's my favorite element? Hey, folks, what's your favorite element? Let us know in the chat. I'll have a decide as well. Question 3. Live Another Day, broadcast in 2014, was the subtitle of the 9th and final series of 24. 24, Live Another Day, which was different to the others. How? It only had 12 episodes. Correct. But that wasn't the question. Live Another Day was the last series of 24. Question 4, Yerevan is the capital of Armenia. Armenia. Question 4, Armenia. Question 5, the Amy Winehouse hit Valerie, originally by the Zootons. The Zootons. Question 5, the Zootons. Question 6, in 1998, Jane Horrocks appeared as the title character in Little Voice. Little Voice. You can give me the title of the film, Little Voice, or the play, I don't mind, which was, of course, The Rise and Fall of Little Voice. Little Voice is what I was after there. Question 7, true or false, Morocco is a monarchy? True, it is one of only 3 statewide monarchies in Africa, although there are many monarchies which do not follow state boundaries. Question 8, the word tsunami originates in Japanese. Japanese was the answer I was after. Question 9, the country that has won the Africa Cup of Nations the most time is Egypt. I think it's 8 times. It's a stonking result. Egypt. Question 10. Brooklyn Beckham was born in the 20th century. He was born in 1999. The 20th century. Meaning he is 21, I guess. And finally he can drink. Question 11. In what year did Boris Yeltsin become president of Russia? That's 1991. 1991. Question 12. Sangsom comes from Thailand. Thailand. Tricky question. Apparently it's not really that well known outside of Thailand, but very well known in Thailand, which is why I gave you a Southeast Asian country there in the hope that you'd roll a metaphorical dice and maybe land on it. Question 13. Crocs are headquartered in the USA. It's not a trick question. It's exactly the one that you think. It's the USA. Specifically, it's in Colorado is where the Crocs HQ is, although it wasn't invented in Colorado. It was invented in, oh gosh, was it Florida? It was somewhere. I don't know. You guys can look it up. The USA. Anyway, question 14. The yellow color in the Jamaican patty. I mean, it was going to be either turmeric or saffron, let's face it, and it's turmeric. Turmeric, the cheaper of the two. Turmeric. Question 15. CD-ROM. The M stands for memory. Compact disc, read-only memory, meaning you cannot write on a CD-ROM. Of course, later on, CD-RWs came out. Memory. Question 16. The currency of Tanzania is the shilling. The Tanzanian shilling. I have a sneaky feeling I've asked you that before. Maybe I asked you for the currency of Kenya, which is also the shilling. Oh, I shouldn't tell you that. The shilling. Question 17. The bookshop. I mean, if you're an Anglophone, name a bookshop in Paris. Of course, it's Shakespeare and Company. Shakespeare and Company. Not affiliated to the small chain they have in the USA. Though I think one takes the name from the other. Shakespeare and Company. Question 18. In Waiting for Godot, Lucky's master is Pozzo. Pozzo. The sort of antithesis of Vladimir, I guess, in that he's very successful but very sad. Pozzo. Question 19. If by successful we mean has money, of course. Felix, you raging capitalist, you. Question 19. Blueberry Hill, Ain't That a Shame, and I'm Walkin' were top 10 hits for Fats Domino. Fats Domino, one of the most successful artists of the 50s. Fats Domino. And question 20. The 65-year-old politician that I was looking for is Shinzo Abe, or Abe Shinzo. I think I remembered a story a little while ago where Japanese diplomats were asking foreign media to please list their politicians in the Japanese way, where the surname comes first. And I think that actually came up in a quiz, and that's why I'm thinking about it. Shinzo Abe or Abe Shinzo, I'll accept either of those. Anyway, all the stories I saw just called him Shinzo Abe, so I guess that didn't work. Shinzo Abe or Abe Shinzo. Let's go through all of those again. But first, you're supposed to be giving me your favorite, your favorite elements. Caroline Minks, gotta love beryllium. Oh, who doesn't love a bit of beryllium? I believe you all waited until I was gone to arrange post-Armageddon meetup. Steve Schlebeck says, are we allowed a point for Shakespeare's in question 17? You are allowed a point if you're not doing very well. If you are doing very well, and you can compare that with the others, you're not allowed the point. So let's go through all of those again. My favorite element is gold. My favorite element is gold. In an alphabetical. Okay, so question 1, 8. Question 2, carbon. Question 3, 24. Question 4, Armenia. Question 5, the Zootons. Question 6, Little Voice. Question 7, True. Question 8, Japanese. Question 9, Egypt. Question 10, 20th. Question 11, 1991. Question 12, Thailand. Question 13, the USA. Question 14, turmeric. Question 15, memory. Question 16, Shilling. Question 17, Shakespeare & Co. Question 18, Pozzo. Question 19, Fats Domino. And question 20, Abe Shinzo or Shinzo Abe. Sorry, is there a quiz? There is a quiz, yes. I was going through the Tom Lehrer song. Magnesium is good for stress. Is it? In what way is it good for stress? We're doing about as well as the average, so we won't count it. That's very honest of you, Steve. Thank you for your honesty. Cesium is your favorite. Very good. Is that because of Julius or because it's very reactive? Tell us more. So, Vegan has left us, but has enjoyed the quiz. Thank you for the time that you gave us, Vegan. Let's see how we're doing. In the minx of an eye, it looks immediately to me like you are probably winning. Yeah, in the minx of an eye on 18 points, an extremely strong start. Who else are the contenders then? 15 for Mango, Mango, Mango. That's a good name. 14 for the large spider that just fell from the ceiling onto my keyboard. I'm going to open up that column so we can read your name a bit better. Horrible update. The spider is alive and I still can't find it. It's bigger than I thought. Oh, I'm so sorry. Folks, on line 23 of the Excel spreadsheet, there is some drama going on. So, that's just a grey box. That's no one. 12.5 for Sweet Sweet Human Contact, 10 for 1,000 Yellow Daisies. So, round 1, winners are in the minx of an eye. Very well done to In the Minx of an Eye for getting a very strong 18 points in that first round. Folks, we are going to take a 5-minute break, I think, to make up for lost time earlier, because I don't have very far to go. 5-minute break. But why don't you head over to the picture round during the break? What I have given you, so the theme of this week's picture round is you lot. All of you wonderful people. You have got 10 flags. Each of those flags corresponds to a city where I am either reasonably confident that someone who has played this quiz before lives, or is near where they live, or is the capital or state capital, in American cases, of a place that I think they live, if that makes sense. So tell me which cities those flags correspond to. Your major clue is that they are all in some way connected to the people who do this quiz. Some regulars, some that have just popped in for one or two. Gosh, if I, it's a really tricky one if I'm honest, but a hell of a leveler. We will come back for round 2 at 20 past. 20 past, I'm going to go explore the other half of my flat for a little bit, by which I mean pour myself some water and nip out into the corridor. But while I do that, I'll leave you. Let's say 5 minutes from now. So I'll see you at 22 past. And I put the music on for you. Oh, hello. I'm still chatting over there. Mute, please. Come on, the music. There it is. See you in 5 minutes. Welcome. Quite like that. And that is 22 minutes past. So welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a good break. All 5 minutes of it. And I hope you're doing well with City Flags. So let's gun straight on with round two. Round two. Round two is, of course, the fun round. So called because it is more difficult. So, pen to the ready, please. Brain to the ready. Here we go. Question 21. Question 21 is the maths question. What is the square root of 1,849? What is the square root of 1,849? 1849. That's question 21. Question 21. What's the square root of 1,849? Hey, folks, if you haven't had a chance yet, do make sure you go to ko-fi.com/FelixTrench and drop a couple of quid in the jar per player there to pay for the quiz, if you are able to do so. Question 21. What is the square root of 1,849? 1849. That is our maths question for today. Question 21. The square root, please, of 1849. A while ago, I did a themed quiz. When I did the 10th quiz, I did a 10-themed quiz. I think maybe I should do another one of those for a while. Question 22 now. Question 22. This is geography. Geography question. It's rivers. What is the longest river in China? What's the longest river in China? Question 22. Question 22. What is the longest river in China? Now, technically, a question like this shouldn't have to belong in the fun round because this is, in theory, an international quiz. So no one geography should dominate over another. The practicalities, though, is that I tend to reach the Anglosphere, and we are, on the whole, less well-versed about the geography and politics and history of certain places than we are others. What is the longest river in China? I am asking you question 22. I still think most of you will get it. I mean, it's not impossible. Question 23. Question 23. This is, hey, I think this is a specialist subject of a few of yous. A fuse is a specialist subject of a fuse of yous. So pay attention, please. This could be your moment to shine with question 23. The subject is musical theatre. Musical theatre. My question to you for question 23 is, who wrote the music for Billy Elliot the Musical? Who wrote the music to Billy Elliot the Musical? Question 23. Question 23. Who wrote the music to Billy Elliot the Musical? That is question 23. Question 23. Question 23. Who wrote the musical? Who wrote the music to Billy Elliot the Musical? That is question 23. And question 24, sticking with the theme of music, but moving over to pop music. Between 1987 and 1992, the singer known as Björk was the lead singer of which band? Between 1987 and 1992, Björk was the lead singer of which band? That's question 24. Between 1987 and 1992, Björk was the lead singer of which band? That is question 24. Oh, hi, Zach. The number from 21 was 1849. 1849. 1849. A year of repute. But the rest of us, we are on question 24. Between 1987 and 1992, Björk was the lead singer of what band? That is question 24. Question 25 now. This is question 25. This is film. Film. In what decade did Tim Burton's Batman hit cinemas? This is the first Tim Burton Batman film. In what decade did Tim Burton's Batman reach cinemas? That's question 25. Question 25. In what decade did Tim Burton's Batman hit cinemas? Question 25. 204 tells us that 1849 was an American biscuit brand, was it? Is that true? What kind of, and by was, do you mean it's now defunct? Tell us more. Question 25. In what decade did Tim Burton's Batman come to cinemas? Question 26. Question 26 is politics. This is politics. Who's the Prime Minister of Pakistan? Who is the Prime Minister of Pakistan? Question 26, politics question. Who is the Prime Minister of Pakistan? That is question 26. 204 says 1869 was the biscuit brand. Is that biscuits as in the American like biscuits and gravy biscuits, not like cookies biscuits? Right, I see. Caroline Minks has confirmed that it's the scone biscuits. Question 26. Who's the Prime Minister of Pakistan? I didn't realize that it was something that came in brands, but then I suppose everything else does. There's no reason why there wouldn't be a brand of it. Question 27. Question 27. This is languages. Languages. Around 25,000 people in India and around 1,700 people in Nepal have registered what language, which is often considered dead, as their mother tongue? Around 25,000 people in India and around 1,700 in Nepal have registered what language, often considered a dead language, as their mother tongue? That's question 27. Around 25,000 people in India and 1,700 people in Nepal have registered what language as their mother tongue? I don't know how that can be considered a dead language unless it's there's a modern version and a dead version. They have the same name or something. I don't know how that works. But around 25,000 people in India and around 1,700 in Nepal have registered what language, often considered dead, as their mother tongues? Rachel Lloyd, they're opening up the can of biscuits, asking if there's such a thing as non-cookie biscuits. Yes, there certainly is, Rachel. It means something a little bit different in America, and I'm sure the Americans in our chat will be excited to to explain this food that we don't have quite so commonly over here. Question 28. Question. Oh, I see we've got someone. Davis Walden, thank you for retracting that message. You have cottoned on to how we do things. Thank you for joining us. Question 28 is sport. This is sport. Those of you who do this regularly know that I love a sporting body acronym, and this is no difference. GBGB governs which sport in Great Britain, but not Northern Ireland? A sport which is traditionally a betting sport. GBGB governs which sport in Great Britain? Great Britain, the island, doesn't include Northern Ireland. Traditionally a betting sport. I think Northern Ireland have their own body. GBGB, unless maybe they're part of the Irish body, governs which sport in Great Britain? Traditionally a betting sport. That is question 28. I'm delighted that there's thank you, those of you who are jumping in to explain the American meaning of biscuits. It's always, I don't know if you've come across this, but words that tend to migrate the most are the ones we use most personally. It's food items and clothing. Vest is an obvious one. Vest in the UK, we've been over this before, means what you would call in North America, I think you call it an undershirt. And in France, it means a coat. And to Americans, it means what we'd call a waistcoat. Biscuit being another one like that. GBGB governs what sport in Great Britain? Traditionally a betting sport. Question 29. Question 29. This is instruments, musical instruments. Which orchestral woodwind derives its name from a 16th century French word meaning little bell? Which orchestral woodwind derives its name from a 16th century French word meaning little bell? That is question 29. Question 29. What word, what instrument, an orchestral woodwind, derives its name from a 16th century French word for little bell? That is question 29. And question 30. Question 30 is games, specifically crosswords. The first known crossword puzzle appeared in the New York World in what decade? The first known crossword puzzle appeared in the New York World in what decade? That is question 30. Question 30, the first known crossword puzzle appeared in the New York World in what decade? And that means that we are 10 questions from the end. We are halfway through round 2, the fun round. Congratulations, all of you. You are doing terribly well. The first known crossword puzzle appeared in the New York World in what decade? I am looking for a decade, not the exact year. Let's gun straight on with question 31. Question 31, I am going to give you a quote. I have blanked out a name in the quote. You fill in the blank. This quote is by the sculptor Rodin. Who was Rodin, famous sculptor of the thinker? Who was sculptor speaking of when he said, "Compare me with blank. What sacrilege? With blank, the colossus of art. We should prostrate ourselves before blank and never compare anyone with him." I'll say that again because it's a long quote, but I think you get the gist. Compare me with blank, what sacrilege? With blank, the colossus of art. We should prostrate ourselves before blank and never compare anyone with him. Compare me with blank, what sacrilege? with blank, the colossus of art. We should prostrate ourselves before blank and never compare anyone with him. So that's Rodin. Who is the blank? Compare me with blank. What sacrilege with blank, the colossus of art? We should prostrate ourselves before blank and never compare anyone with him. That is question 31. Fill in the blank. Hello19 says, Felix, would you say the biscuits and gravy are similar to dumplings? I've never had biscuits and gravy. I couldn't tell you. From my understanding, the closest we have here is a cobbler, which again has a slightly different meaning in North America. But it's not a cobbler is not that common a food here anymore. So I think it's a scone that you put in meat. But one day I'll try it. Question 32. Question 32 is brands. True or false? Bubble wrap came into English as a brand name. Is that true or is that false? Is bubble wrap a brand name? True or false? Bubble wrap came into the English language as a brand name. Is that true or is that false? That is question 32. Question 32. True or false? Bubble wrap came into English as a brand name. Did it? Did it indeed? Just write true or false. Flip a coin if you don't know. Question 33 now. Question 33 is actors. Male in this case. I'll give you that much. Which actor has twice been credited, and I will spell this for you, as Navkid Keed? This is capital N for Nicola, AVCKID, the fourth letter of the alphabet, then new word, KEYD, again the fourth letter of the alphabet. Which actor has twice been credited as Navkid Keed? NAVCKID KEYD. NAVCKID KEYD. Which actor has twice been credited as Navkid Keed? That's question 33. We are looking for the name of the actor. Twice credited as Navkid Keed. Question 33. Question 34 now. Question 34. This is words and it's ologies. Ologies. My apologies. It's only ologies. Which ology is the study of codes? Codes and code breaking. Which ology is the study of codes? That's question 34. Question 34. Which ology is the study of codes? That is question 34. We're looking for the ology that means the study of codes. Question 34. Codes and code breaking. More cobbler chat over in the chat. I like that you can choose top chat. Oh, I can have top chat or live chat. Oh, I'll have live chat, please. It's the same. The live chat is the top chat. Well done, folks. You're giving the toppest chat possible. Such chat you have. Question 35. Very boring subject, this. I don't think anyone here really cares about Yatta codes. For those of you not quite as familiar with my obsession, Yatta codes. Yatta is the International Airport Transit Authority. These are the 3-letter airport codes that tell you what airport you are going to. LHR for London Heathrow, CDG for Paris Charles de Gaulle, LAX for Los Angeles, and so on and so forth. You will recognize these from your luggage tags if you've ever flown. What country are you flying to if the IATA code is CHC? CHC. Like the word church with the U, R, and second H removed. Or chicken, but with the I, K, E, and N removed. There's probably more of these. I expect you could make up your own. Could be a parlor game. While away the closing in nights with your families. Asking, Papa, what words can you make up with the letters CHC? Anyway, what country are you flying to if the IATA code is CHC? Looking for the country, please. Don't need the airport. Don't need the place. Lots of IATA love coming along. Well, I don't want you folks to get bored. Want to mix it up. What country are you flying to if the IATA code is CHC? 5 questions left in this round and the quiz, folks. Home stretch. Question 36 is science. Science. There's a full moon tomorrow in the UK, anyway, and I assume the world. Is that how it works? I think that's how it works, but certainly in the UK, because I looked it up on a British website. So there's a full moon tomorrow in the UK. That's important information that you'll need for the second half of this question. This year, what is the only month in which the UK either has seen or will see 2 full moons? If the full moon schedule is the same no matter what country you're in, you can extend that to wherever you are. If it isn't, please just stick to the UK. There's a full moon tomorrow in the UK. This year, what is the only month in which the UK either has seen or will see 2 full moons? That is question 36. Question 36. There's a full moon tomorrow, 2nd of September in the UK. This year, what's the only month in which the UK either has seen or will see 2 full moons? That is question 36. I'll let you work that out with your full moon knowledge. Any lunar astronauts among you? I think we do normally have a at least one, but I think it's the lady who couldn't be with us because she tweeted in saying she was moving house. Oh, well, missed out. There's a full moon tomorrow in the UK. This year, what's the only month in which the UK has seen or will see 2 full moons? Question 37 now. Question 37 is the wider mythology of video games. It's less complicated than that sounds. In Nintendo lore, which is the older brother, Mario or Luigi? In the Nintendo games, the Mario games, which is the older brother, Mario or Luigi? That is question 37. The world of Nintendo, is Mario or Luigi the older brother? That's question 37. Oh, sorry. My pop shield is moving around. I think I need a new pop shield. Look, it's got holes in it. Sad, isn't it? Got another one there. I mean, they're plastic rings with some tights around them. So I guess it's, yeah, you can see it's got laddering. I've had this pop shield So it's 2012. Same time I got my microphone. Britain was hosting the Olympics. Briefly felt proud. There we go. And I bought this. Question 37. I mean, no wonder it's lasted remarkably well for 8 years. In Nintendo lore, who's the older brother, Mario or Luigi? Question 38. Question 38. This is literature. Literature. Postcards, accordion crimes, and bark skins are novels by which author? Question 38. Postcards, accordion crimes, and bark skins are novels by which author? That is question 38. Question 38. Postcards, accordion crimes, and bark skins are novels by which author? Question 38. Elizabeth Wallace asks, what kind of microphone is it? Looking to level up our podcast game. Well, mine is an Audio Technica 4033A. If you're looking for this kind of mic, I wouldn't worry too much about specific brands and models. I just say that you're looking for a cardioid pattern condenser microphone if this is the kind of podcasting work that you're doing. One that is powered by phantom power, not by USB. So I'll say those words again. If you're looking for this kind of microphone for podcasting work, it is a cardioid pattern and it is a condenser microphone. You could potentially also look into a shotgun microphone, but they are more expensive, usually. Postcards, accordion crimes, and bark skins are novels by which author? Question 39. Question 39 is music. New wave music, new wave pop. Before Eurythmics, what new wave band were both Annie Lennox and Dave Stewart a part of? Annie Lennox and Dave Stewart then later formed Eurythmics, but they were part of a band before that. What was it? Before Eurythmics, what new wave band were Annie Lennox and Dave Stewart a part of? That is question 39. Question 39. Before Eurythmics, what new wave band were Annie Lennox and Dave Stewart a part of? That is question 39. Looking for the name of a band. And here we are, folks. Question 40, the final question of this quiz. This has been a sedate and lovely quiz. Thank you all for such a lovely quiz. Question 40. Current affairs again. It was recently announced that which disease has been eradicated in Africa? Question 40. Certainly it was announced in August. I couldn't tell you if it was this week or last. It was recently announced that which disease has been eradicated in Africa? Question 40. There is a specific body that's in charge of announcing this. They're an independent body, but they were given the official stamp by the WHO, although they weren't, I don't think, formed by WHO. It was recently announced that which disease has been eradicated in Africa? And that is all the questions in the first round. Oh, marvellous. Zach is giving good microphone advice. Thank you for doing that, Zach. All right, folks. Here are the questions for round 2 again. Here we go. Going through them a bit quicker this time. Question 21. What's the square root of 1,849? Question 22. What's the longest river in China? Question 23. Who wrote Billy Elliot the musical? Question 24. Between 1987 and 1992, Björk was the lead singer of which band? Question 25. In what decade did Tim Burton's Batman hit cinemas? Question 26. Who's the Prime Minister of Pakistan? Question 27. 25,000 people in India and 1,700 in Nepal have registered what language, often considered dead, as their mother tongue? Question 28. GBGB governs which sport in Great Britain, traditionally a betting sport? Question 29. Which orchestral woodwind derives its name from a 16th century French word meaning little bell? Question 30. The first known crossword puzzle appeared in the New York World in what decade? Question 31. Who was Rodin speaking of when he said, "Compare me with blank, what sacrilege, with blank, the colossus of art, we should prostrate ourselves before blank and never compare anyone with him." I'm looking for the name of a person. Question 31. Question 32. True or false, bubble wrap came into English as a brand name. Is that true or is that false? Question 33, rather. That's right. Which actor has twice been credited as Navkid Keyd, Navckid, Keyd, Navckid, Which actor has twice been credited as Navkid Keyd? Question 34. Which ology is the study of codes? Which ology is the study of codes? Question 35. Which country are you flying to if the IATA code is CHC? What country are you flying to if the IATA code is CHC? Question 36. There's a full moon tomorrow in the UK this year. What is the only month in which the UK either has seen or will see 2 full moons? Looking for a month. Question 37. In Nintendo World, which is the older brother, Mario or Luigi? Which is the older brother, Mario or Luigi? Question 38. Postcards, Accordion Crimes, and Barkskins are novels by which author? Postcards, Accordion Crimes, and Barkskins are novels by which author? Question 39. Before Eurythmics, what new wave band were Annie Lennox and Dave Stewart a part of? Before Eurythmics, what new wave band were Annie Lennox and Dave Stewart a part of? And question 40. It was recently announced that which disease has been eradicated in Africa? It was recently announced that which disease was eradicated in Africa. And that is all the questions for round 2, and indeed the quiz. Hey, give yourselves a pat on the back, a pat on the head, a pat on the neck. You have all done terribly well. I am going to give you 5, 4, 3. Gabrielle Urbina asks if he can have question 26 again. 26. Who's the Prime Minister of Pakistan? Prime Minister of Pakistan. 3, 2, 1. And pens down, pens down, pens down. That is it, folks. All of your answering is done. We move into the ticks and crosses section of this quiz. Here are the answers to round 2. Ticks and crosses, please. Then add your score to the sign-up sheet. And we'll see if anyone can do better than in the minks of an eye. Oh! Sorry, I didn't see that Hoosmoose got 17 in the first round. Well, very much contenders then. So, question 21. The square root of 1,849 is 43. 43. Square root of 1849 is 43. 43. Question 22. The longest river in China and indeed Asia is the Yangtze. The Yangtze River. Yangtze, but I will accept variations on spelling. I'm not precious. The Yangtze River. Question 23. The music to Billy Elliot the Musical was written by Elton John. Elton John wrote the music to Billy Elliot the Musical. Question 23. A friend of mine worked on Billy Elliot the Musical as the official backstage child psychiatrist to make sure that the children who, I think, if you're a child actor in the West End, you rotate groups of 4. So there's 4 of you playing it, and you get one every 4th. Which I always thought was a really cool job. Elton John, I was after. Question 24. Between 1987 and 1992, Björk was the lead singer of The Sugar Cubes. The Sugar Cubes. Question 25. Tim Burton's Batman hit cinemas in the 1980s. 1989 specifically. 1980s. Question 26. The Prime Minister of Pakistan, it's the cricketing legend, it's Imran Khan. Imran Khan is the Prime Minister of Pakistan. Question 27. 25,000 people in India and 1,700 in Nepal have registered as speakers of Sanskrit. Sanskrit. Question 27 is Sanskrit. Question 28. GBGB. Tough one, this one. I think possibly even tougher if you're not in the UK. I don't know to what extent this is a British cultural thing, or to what extent. I think that people have it under different names. Anyway, it's greyhound racing. The greyhound body of Great Britain or something. Greyhound racing. I'll accept dog racing, but not just racing. I need some dogs in there. Greyhound racing. Question 28. Hannah Wallace tells us that the theatre I do work for just cancelled their full production of Billy Elliot because there's so many kids and Florida's school system is not handling the pandemic well. That's very sad. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it's deferred and put on at a different point. Question 29 now. Question 29. The orchestral woodwind that derives its name from the 16th century French for little bell. So that word is a clarine, which gives us clarinet. Clarinet, the end section of a clarinet is called the bell. So there you go, clarinet. Question 30. The first known crossword puzzle appeared in the New York World in the 1910s. The 1910s. It was a Liverpudlian journalist who I assume either worked for the New York World or maybe was just on a contract hire, which I'm delighted about. Of course, my family was from Liverpool. So go Liverpool. And the New York World. 1910s. Specifically, it was 1913. Question 31. Rodin was speaking of Rembrandt. Compare me with Rembrandt. What sacrilege. With Rembrandt, the colossus of art. And so on. Rembrandt. Question 32. True or false? Bubble wrap is a brand name. That is absolutely true. True. Bubble wrap is originally a brand name. Nick James says half of Team Hoose Moose is also from Liverpool. Marvellous. A top draw team. Question 33. Which actor has twice been credited as Navkid Keed? Navkid Keed is a what's the word? Not acronym. Where you rearrange anagram. Anagram of Dick Van Dyke. That's how he is credited for the extra parts he plays in both Mary Poppins and Mary Poppins Returns. Dick Van Dyke. Question 34. The ology, that's the study of codes and code breaking. That's cryptology. Cryptology. I assume that's connected to the word crypts, possibly something that's locked away. That's interesting. Well, I think it is. Question 35. The country that you are flying to, the IATA code is CHC, is New Zealand. That is the IATA code for Christchurch. Possibly I shouldn't have started talking about churches. Well, we're here now, and there's nothing I can do about it. I hope you all got it. The IATA code CHC gives you Christchurch, which is in New Zealand. Question 36. There is a full moon every 29 and a half days, I assume on average. I don't know quite how that works. Which means that the next full moon in the UK anyway, and possibly the world, is October. There will be a full moon on the 1st of October and another on the 31st of October. We are having a Halloween full moon, or whatever you call that festival. Allantide in some parts of the UK. Is Samhain the same thing? I think Samhain's the same thing. Anyway, October. Question 37. In Nintendo lore, the older brother is Mario. Shorter but older. Mario. Luigi, the slightly clownish younger brother. Mario. Question 38. Postcards, According Crimes and Barkskins, novels by E. Annie Proulx, one of my favourite authors. Annie Proulx, the marvellous, is who I'm after. E. Annie Proulx, or just Annie Proulx, or just Proulx is fine. Question 38. Question 39. Before Eurythmics, Annie Lennox and Dave Stewart were part of The Tourists. The Tourists. Hannah Wallace says, love her. Yeah, she's marvellous. The Tourists. And question 40. It was recently announced that which disease has been eradicated in Africa? That is polio. Polio is the answer to question 40. Let's go through all of those once more a bit quicker. Question 21, 43. Question 22, Yangtze. Question 23, Elton John. Question 24, The Sugar Cubes. Question 25, the 1980s. Question 26, Imran Khan. Question 27, Sanskrit. Question 28, Greyhound racing, or just dog racing. Question 29, the clarinet. Question 30, the 1910s. Question 31, Rembrandt. Question 32, True. Question 33, Dick Van Dyke. Question 34, Cryptology. Question 35, New Zealand. Question 36, October. Question 37, Mario. Question 38, Annie Proulx. Question 39, The Tourists. And question 40, polio. Let's see how you are all doing after that round. So the ones to watch, we decided were In the Minx of an Eye and Hoosmoose, Memoirs of a Reunited Hoosmoose. Hoosmoose very strong there in immediately with 16 points in the fun round, taking them up to a total of 33 so far. 33. What's going on with Minx of an Eye? Also 16. Bringing them up to 34. God, it's tense, isn't it? Mr. Crunch and his eggy wife get 14. Add that to their 12, and that takes them to 36. Is that right? 26? Yeah, that's how maths works. I've done maths. 14 and 15 for Knocking on Devon's Door takes them to 29. 13 and 16 for Whiskey is a Soup of the Day, also 29. 28 for La Traviata. 17 for the Knuckleheads. 22 for Travelers. Oh, thank you, whoever it is that just made the totals do the thing. I think that's 1,000 Yellow Daisies who does that for me. It is very much appreciated. I'm very grateful. Thank you. All right. Can anyone take In the Minx of an Eye on 34 points, or Hoosmoose on 33? Well, here we go, folks. It is time to give you the answers for the picture round. I asked you in each case to name the city. These are all the flags of cities. Specifically, they are cities that I'm fairly confident people who have done this quiz live in, or live near, or are in some way related to the greater area that they live in. So here we go. I'm just going to pull up the sheet. And 19. Here it is. So picture one, that one with the boat, Flugtratnek Mergitur. That, well, it's the one that I'm in right now. That is the city flag of Paris. Paris. I include myself as one of the gang. I couldn't miss Paris. Picture two. First we've got a few American ones in here. We have a couple of regular teams that I'm aware, well, at least one regular team, and I'm sure some other bits and bobs coming in. If you, I mean, you could probably tell that it's an American one because of the American flag. If you know anything about American state flags, that bear will be familiar to you. That is the city of Los Angeles. Los Angeles. Picture two is Los Angeles. Picture three, a square flag. Rather exciting, isn't it? Square flag. We have a regular Finnish team. I don't know where you are in Finland, so I just went with Helsinki. That is the flag of Helsinki. Right there, picture three, Helsinki. Picture four, a couple of eagles and crowns. That is IK. And regum est hoc signum vere. Don't know what that means. Something about the king is the one who has the true sign or something. Has the sign of truth. It'll be something like that. Picture four. Now that is our hardest one. A few of you might remember that we had a player in a few weeks ago, and he did the one who came from Peru. That is Lima. Lima in Peru. Very well done if you got that. Picture five. I know that we have a couple of Floridians in. That is the city of Jacksonville. That should say Jacksonville. That's a gorgeous flag with the rearing horse. City of Jacksonville. Picture six. One of the cities that we get the most people from is London. London, of course, London would be in there. London, picture six there, using the George Cross plus a sword for some reason. Picture seven now. Here's one for the Canadians. That is Vancouver. Vancouver. I have a friend who I always remember when I think of Vancouver because he had a t-shirt with 3 frogs on it and they were saying Vancouver. That's what I always want to say when I think of Vancouver. Vancouver. Picture 8. I'd love to know the story behind this one. Picture 8. That is the flag of New York City. New York City. Picture 8. New York City. And I know that we have a couple of New Yorkers in tonight. Picture 9 there. I think another tricky one. That is the flag of Edinburgh. Edinburgh, which we've had a few people in from at various points. And picture 10, another tricky one, unless you remember that we have a team every week who give us a pun on Devon. And the biggest city in Devon is Plymouth. Plymouth. Daisy Lovick says, can't believe the Devon flag wasn't included. Bloody was, Daisy. You had a Plymouth flag. And you do have a lovely flag. It's St. George's across the screen. Plymouth. Samashati tells me that the regular Finnish team joins from 4 to 5 different towns, depending on where each of us are at any given time. But one next to Helsinki. Oh, good. I'm glad. I nearly did Devon, but because I was doing cities, I decided against it. Right, let's go through those again. They are picture 1, Paris, picture 2, Los Angeles, picture 3, Helsinki, picture 4, Lima, picture 5, Jacksonville, picture 6, London, picture 7, Vancouver, picture 8, NYC, picture 9, Edinburgh, picture 10, Plymouth. To be honest, folks, this is a really tricky one. I am expecting some low scores. Don't feel bad if you have some low scores. Feel amazing if you're knocking on Devon's door and got 9 points. Oh my God. And the only one you didn't get was the Devon one. Good grief. That is incredible. Well done, knocking on Devon's door. That is so good. 7 points for the Troublers. You know, I keep saying to you guys, oh, this is a tricky one. Don't feel bad if you. You always surprise me. You're always you're all so good. So good at this sort of thing. Whiskey the Soup of the Day has 6 in there. 5 for the Knuckleheads. 7 for Fat Free Fruit Snacks. Shocked by our flag performance. Be delighted. I mean, you're brilliant, guys. Brilliant. Team Finland appreciates Helsinki popping up. Hello from Finland. 6 for In the Minks of an Eye. Is that enough to secure it for In the Minks of an Eye? I think it is. No one else coming up into the 40s that I can see. Am I still waiting on some scores? I am still waiting on some scores. Waiting on one from the Large Spider, who I assume is doing the typing. 1 point from Felix Trent Fancam. What was the other team that were doing very well? Hoose Moose. Oh, you got 3 points. You did try. You did. So that means that tonight's winners are In the Minks of an Eye. Congratulations. You get 40 points and you win tonight's quiz. Very well done. There is also the matter of the best team name. And I am going to give best team name to the ongoing saga of the spider that fell from the ceiling and onto one player's keyboard. I hope that this brings you some solace, that it was all worth it, and also that you write a children's book called The Spider That Fell from the Ceiling. Congratulations, the large spider that just fell from the ceiling onto my keyboard. You win best team name. Thank you all very much for playing. If you haven't yet, please go to ko-fi.com/Felix Trench and drop a couple of quid in the jar. Hey, a few people have been talking about podcasts, which is occasionally a large part of my life. Do go and check out their podcasts. They've been putting them in the quiz in the chat, and I try not to plug my things too often for you, but I have the second series of a podcast that I make is starting in just over a week, starting on the 9th of September. It's called Quid Pro Euro. If you are at all into podcasts and comedy, I would be very grateful to you for checking that out. Quid Pro Euro Series 2 starts in 8 days. I'll remind you again, next quiz, which will be the eve of it. We're very excited for season 2. We think it's going to be good. Thank you all very much for playing. Please do go to ko-fi.com/Felix Trench and drop 2 quid per player in the jar. I will see you next week from this exact spot at the same time. Probably have an omelette again. Thank you very much and good night.